Hey guys, good evening. It's your host Carlos from the Just Fans podcast. Thank you for joining us tonight. I have my co-host Rios in the house. I don't know what's up, Rios.
Going on, everybody? When's the next federal holiday? I need the day off, man.
You look tired. You look horribly tired. And of course, today joining us, I got George Tarlas with us. Let him know what's up, George.
What's going on? Thanks for having me.
No problem, no problem. Yeah, man, I totally forgot that I was supposed to put you backstage and give you like a intro. I don't know if you ever watched
It's
like
all
a
good.
what I want to like eventually one day what I want to do is like have like a wrestling and like wrestling like you have like the entrance music and then like you just have your own entrance music.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would
yeah.
yeah, I would love to do that, but I think I'd get sued for copyright. But nonetheless, for
Probably.
copyrighted music. But yeah, nonetheless, man, thanks again for joining us. If you're not familiar with George Tarlas, he is edge rusher from Boise State. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yes,
And he's yeah. You entered the draft. Is that correct, George?
that is correct.
All
That
right.
was my last year, so
Yeah. How was your experience, man, at Boise State? Tell us about it, or actually tell us about a little bit about yourself first of all, and then like let us know about your experience in Boise State, man.
yeah. I mean, that's a wide ass question. Like, uh, what do you want to know? Like
So,
childhood, a little bit.
well, I know that you came to the States, I think when you were about 16. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you went now. I when I was reading up on you, it said that you is it true that you wanted to play basketball originally?
Yeah, I was a basketball player growing up in Greece, and we were thinking to come to the States and learn the language, go to college, trying to go to the NBA, but I did my junior year in high school and I tried out football, and it was like, oh shit, I'm actually good at this.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, I had a full ride scholarship at Weber State, and that's how I was able to go to college for football. After for only playing for 2 years, I still had no idea what was going on the field. But going to Weber State was a good thing for me because it wasn't a big pool, if that makes sense. It wasn't the biggest pool
Mhm.
that you either shine or you drown, right? It was something that I developed. It developed me, and I met my wife there,
Oh, nice.
and
Awesome.
yeah, it's been great so far. So I'm super grateful for everything.
That's awesome. So, now growing up, I know you say like you want to do basketball. Did you ever watch any football, like American football growing up or at
No,
all? No,
no.
nothing. Did you even know that sport existed at all?
Well, I had the idea that it was like rugby,
Uh-huh.
but they were like, no, you actually put on pads and helmets, and I was like, oh shit, we're going to war. Let's go.
We're going to war every Sunday, every Saturday, every day of the week. We're going to
That's
Yeah.
war. Yeah.
right.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's awesome. So how was that transition for you, man? Like you hadn't really had experience with the sport. And I know that you said there were times on the field where you're like, I don't know what I was doing, but how was that transition for you? Like just like I'm assuming you had some plays that you had to learn and stuff like that, or you had to read like offenses and stuff like that. How did you cope with that? How was that for you?
Yeah, I mean, that comes from, like growing up in Greece, and I got to give credit to my dad for raising us the way he did because that taught me to pay attention to detail in the moment,
Hmm.
right? Like if you fuck up, you're going to get slapped.
Yeah.
And so that was a turnaround, and when the coach was like, if you steps down, you do this, if you steps out, you do that, and things were simple for me, and still are. Like playing defensive end is probably one of the easiest positions that you can play in football. You just got to be a freak athlete and do your job.
Yeah, I saw some of your videos, man. You have like you have a burst of speed. Like it's incredible just seeing you like as soon as it's on like your burst of speed, like your movement. I like this took me 4 seconds to do. I'm sure you could have done it like right off the bat. But yeah, I've seen like your burst of speed in some of your clips that I've seen, and it's pretty cool. I was like, wow, I've seen this before we're all big Texans fans, so like we were spoiled with JJ Watt, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so I don't know if you've seen much of them, but like we of course everybody really has really, but we we're it's in a lot of things like the way you move around it. I was like, wow, this is some great stuff. I want to show a video, and it's one of yours where I think It's like a 14-second video, and I'm gonna share it really quick. And it's I think you're sacking somebody. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Let me share it.
Now I want to see it too. What is it?
Yeah. And give me 1 sec. All right. All right. All right. Can y'all see it?
Yeah.
All right. I'll turn off the sound just in case. All right. Here we go. 44. Boom. Right there.
Man, quick.
Yeah.
That quickness.
Yeah. They try to use the running back to block me, and I was like,
Yeah.
get out of my way, bro.
Good luck. That's so awesome. Yeah. So how oops, let me get out of this really quick. Yeah, so how, like, what goes through your mind like when you see those things? Like you see, like you said right now, they try to use that running back, and how did you did you automatically pick up on it, or did you just like just randomly see it coming, or how does that go through the whole thing?
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's like I'm in the moment all the time. Like before the ball is snapped, I try and identify the situation, right? Like what's going on, what's my responsibility, what I have to do, what is possible of the offense to run or pass, right? And in that play specifically, I just had a T game, which is like the tackle goes in, penetrates the B, and I go on the A gap. And at that point, there's nothing to think about. You just go full speed. So when that little kid came in front of me, I was like, really?
I like how you said that. Little kid was like, get out of here, push over.
Like,
Yeah.
You belong here, and then you just move them out the way, kind of a thing. You're in my way, sir.
Yeah, there was not, there was no thought process at that point. It was like just reacting and using my force and getting on the ground.
Yeah, man. No, that's incredible. That is like that's some good stuff right there. Rios, you got anything?
yeah. So I know you came here when you were 16. What was life, growing up in Greece? Like, what was that like? And then like I guess transition from that to living here in the States.
Yeah.
The whole thing was a lot different. Like for me, I started playing basketball for a professional team in Athens called Ikaros Kalitheas,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and that was when I was 13. So at the age of 13, I lived with roommates downtown Athens, pretty much.
Wow.
Right, and it was like going from all that, and you can imagine the kind of lifestyle that comes with it. And so you go from that to back to elementary for me. Like, okay, we got to go to school, we got to learn how to play football, we got to do things right, and blah 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 blah. But at least I was able to see that side of the world too, in a way where I didn't miss out on anything, and I was able to focus on my goal when it was needed the most.
Nice.
Yeah, it's awesome. I get your point. It's like you were used to a different like lifestyle per se when you were there, and then it's like you have to learn to acclimate to this particular set. Like you said, it was more like elementary because it was more like structured and stuff like that, as opposed to. I'm not saying that you weren't structured, but I'm like you said, the lifestyle that you had before was very different.
Right.
Yeah.
Basically, going from being a pro to go back to high school.
Yeah. Exactly. And the other thing is like, being married in the middle of all that is like you got to get out of the elementary and spend time with your wife, because in all reality, if we have as men, you have a goal, the only thing you have to worry about is your goal. You don't care about anything else. You determine whooped, but then you bring someone else important in your life. It's like you got to find the balance of that. You got to find the balance of your goal. You got to find the balance of things going the wrong way, like getting a hip injury.
Oh yeah, no, I get you. Yeah, the ladies in your life are always important, right, honey? You're important.
The age-old saying, "Happy wife, happy life."
He just cussed me out. All right. Anyway,
as you should. You're terrible.
Yeah, I am. No, no, exactly. So, like, and you mentioned a hip injury, and I'm sure like that must have been devastating for you, because I think it was your last year in Boise State, and I think it sidelined you. Is that correct, for the rest of that season? How did that, like, what was your mental process, like what was going through your mind as that was happening, like as soon as you found out? Because did you know as it happened, did you feel that, or did they discover it later on or something like that?
Yes and no. Like, so it was Air Force game, and it was the second to last drive, and it's funny because I was supposed to keep my contain on the pursuit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the freaking quarterback fucking U-turned all the way back to my C gap technically. So I was like, shit, I can't miss that gap. That's my gap.
Mhm.
And so I'm running across the field like a maniac, and my teammates make the TFL, and so I try to stop because I was going full speed, and
Yeah.
of course stopped in one step, and I literally felt it pop, hurt, I don't
Oof.
know, probably pop, and then it issued all the way up to my neck. Like
Oh wow, like a shark.
I subconsciously like screamed. I was like, ah, shit. And
Oh
I
my
never
God.
do that. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? And there was another drive after that. Like, I kept playing, and I told the doctors, I was like, I think my hip popped or something. I'm not sure what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And 3-4 hours later, like after the airplane drive home, I was like, all the adrenaline is gone. I couldn't even walk on it.
Oh man.
Ouch.
But after that, we got the x-rays done, and I thought it was going to be like some tendons or something. And on the first x-rays, they kind of not missed it. They didn't take the right shots per se to see the particular fracture
Mm-hmm.
in the hip socket. And they were like, yeah, you're good. And so the next day, they're like, we actually need to take a couple more pictures. And the doctor walks in and he's like, yeah, you broke your hip. I was like, no, I didn't.
You're just saying that. That didn't happen as you.
Yeah,
Oh
you're
yeah, I
bullshitting.
feel fine. Falls over.
I feel fine. We're good. Give me that stuff that Aaron Rodgers had. Yeah, like I get you. Like it's
So yeah,
man.
after that, it was like it never really got me emotionally. Like I, I'd always ask myself, why things happen, and every week, every month, I find a better and a better answer because that's how you're supposed to live, right? When things go,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So for me, the hardest part was that I couldn't put weight on it for the first 6 weeks out of surgery,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just like starting to appreciate the things that we take for granted, and that forced me to get into more meditation things and power of thoughts and yoga nidra. And
Yeah, I read about that you're into like like meditation, like yoga stuff. Is that correct?
yeah, just
Yeah.
being in control of your own body. Like a lot of people think they're not, and I refuse to believe that, because we are in control of our own body as long as we
Mm-hmm.
understand the components that control it,
Mm-hmm. So
right?
that has helped you like have like a deeper meaning. So how did you get like I know that I'm sure it happened when you were recovering from your hip stuff, but how did you like come about it? Had you always been into that stuff or did you like research it or
um so I want to say it started happening after my sophomore year in college, when
Mhm.
that was when I kind of blew up too, and I had a really good season. That's when I met my wife. Back then, because I got into a relationship with my wife, and I don't know, I was into like the Greek philosophy and Socrates and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's another quote that's like, you if you want to be if you find the love of your life, go ahead and get married. But if you don't, you might become a philosopher,
Huh.
right?
Yeah.
And so that made me think, like, when things don't go your way, there's a reason why they don't go your way. And
Right.
all the time, I just start thinking about those things and how you can use meditation to control those thoughts and
Hmm.
the negative thoughts and the good thoughts, and how to manifest and all those things that will help you.
Wow. That's some
No, I
deep
agree.
stuff.
Because I do meditation also. I have really bad anxiety and ADD, and for years I struggled with it. But when I started doing meditation, like it really helped me, like like center myself and like focus and like just get through the day. Really,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's helpful. Like I could say, like I don't do it, and it's not because I don't like I'm not open to it. I just like haven't gotten around
You
to it.
never done it.
Huh? Yeah, I just haven't. I just
It's like
haven't
it's
done.
like it's like did anyone ever taught you how to breathe properly?
I taught myself to breathe because I'm fat, and so I had to. Anytime I walked, I was like, and so
you
no,
gotta
I'm
breathe
kidding.
again.
No. But to answer your question, really, like, no, I'm sure there's proper ways of actually like doing it,
Right? Like, that's
and
what I'm
so.
saying. It's one of those things that we were never taught, that how to be in control of our own body.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, it's always like, do you think, like, back in the day when you had to hunt for your food, did you have time, like, to be depressed, or did you have time worry about your feelings when there might be a freaking lion right there ready to eat you or something. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Yeah,
we forget where we're coming from with all this technology and evolutionary is like it's hard for us to adapt to all this technology. You know what I mean?
mhm. And yeah, I do agree with you on that. Like I feel like it does, even though technology is helpful, it's it also brings down a lot of things.
Right.
A lot of almost like basic instincts if you think about it,
Right.
that we didn't that we things that we used to have, as you said, like like you said, when we used to hunt and stuff like that. It's like those instinctual things. You had a goal, which was to get your food, kill it, and then take it back home and provide it, right? And but
Right.
now it's like you said, yeah, this. But I mean, I get it. It's yeah, like nobody taught me how till this day. I still don't know how to breathe correctly. And like I said, I'm sure there's a way of doing it, and
There is.
I don't. I was never trained in that
So I'm gonna
particular
teach you
way.
how to meditate. I'm gonna teach you about basketball. Like I have a new goal in life.
So
Anthony,
I yeah, so these guys know that I'm not I've tried watching basketball, and you're probably gonna hate me for this, George.
as you should.
I've tried watching basketball, and I just cannot get into it. I'll support my local teams, but I just can't, like, and
Uncultured swine.
shut
That's
up.
what you say.
Hate you. And so I just can't, like, I've tried, I've tried several times. Like, also, I'll wear my local team jersey or shirt, the
Yeah.
Rockets here in Houston, but and I'll go, but it's just not like, oh, I'm down to go to a Rockets game, or I'm down to go to this basketball game. It's not like instinct as I do for like either football or baseball, or even in soccer as well. But it's just one of those things. I don't know. Do you?
You gotta Google Greek basketball games like derby games playoffs like against Panathinaikos versus Barcelona or something, and
Okay.
it's like some of those games, like even soccer games, type in like for the fans, like type crazy fans Greek
Yeah,
basketball games or some shit like that.
and I could see that because I like when I watch like so I am well, here in the States, they call it soccer, but we know it as football. Like, so I'm a big I watch like the Premier League, the Spanish Cup, like all the La Liga and all these the all these soccer stuff, and you can obviously tell the fandom,
It's
the type of fandom that they have over there, over like I want to say over like in Europe, because it's all like crazy. You have the fireworks, you have like everybody's like into it 100%. But when I
Perfect.
go to like MLS games here in the States, it's like, go team, go.
I
Like it's
know,
very,
right?
it's very,
our games are in a bayou where it's like 150 degrees and you're sweating when soon you step out of the car. So it's not as fun.
yeah. It's, well, then again, I mean, it's the region that we're in. It's we have a subtropical weather, so everything's like very muggy and very so it's when it's hot, it's like super humid, and so
Right.
it's like, oh god, just by standing alone, it's just like
It's
hot
hot.
and humid. It's
The
Yeah, I hate
mosquitoes,
that.
the mosquitoes have Glocks. Like it's
the mosquitoes just tear you up, man. But yeah, like I said, going back to that, like, I don't know, and I guess I think the best way to start, I guess, for me is watch, like you said, one of those games, because the fandom is there. And here, I just see it as more like toned down and stuff like that. I don't
Yeah,
see
no,
it that
I
much
can
here.
agree to that. Like
Mhm.
the NBA is like based on the basketball I used to play. Like I didn't even care that I wasn't playing basketball anymore because like I would foul out so early just because
Mhm.
I would bully kids. And I was like, seriously, bro, like go drink some milk.
That boy needs some milk.
Like it was so annoying all the time. Like they would just sit there and take charges and shit like that.
and
Like
flop and stuff like that. Yeah, the game has changed so much since like the 80s and 90s. It's like it's so less physical now. Like I get why they do it and like the professional level. Like they want to, bring in more of the casual fans, higher scoring games. But it's like it's as a basketball purist, it's not as
it's
fun to
not.
watch
It's
anymore.
not. No, it's not because if everyone played like that, LeBron wouldn't be able to play for the last 5 years,
Exactly. Like
right? And he brings in so much money himself. Like, yeah, it is the country of money or
Well,
opportunity.
yeah, I mean, you gotta have, yeah, you gotta have it. Like, that's if you generate, if you generate publicity, if you generate all that, obviously, it's all going to go towards you. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
just
just
how
look
it is.
at, look at the 80s and 90s, especially the 80s, like the way the Detroit Pistons would beat up on Michael Jordan. Like this dude was getting mauled out there on a
Yeah.
nightly basis. And he was like, I'm either gonna cry about it or hit the weight room and the rest was history.
Right.
Run our test beating up the fans. Remember that? Did you ever
The
see that?
the malice at the
Yeah.
palace.
Yeah, just fight the fans for just fighting the fans. That was yeah. But no, I
Passion
imagine
right there.
what's that?
I said that's passion right there.
Yeah, he really cared. Yeah, that was the thing, man.
I remember seeing the videos. I'm like, these fans, like, I don't know, like if that balls like this big or they're just something's not right up here. Why would you scrub over on our tests back then? Like this man's like 6'8", 250. Like, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was the 80s too, so I don't think the brain was as developed back
Well,
then.
no, the Malice in the Palace happened like early 2000s, but I mean, still,
2004, I think
yeah,
2004.
it was early. I was still in high school, I think. Like high school, or like or my
Yeah.
first
Don't lie, you're old. You were already like
collecting my social security check.
you were collecting Social Security and retirement, Sarah. Like that's don't lie. We rib on him because he's like the oldest one out of all of us, and yet he looks the youngest. So it's yeah. So we rib on him for that. But yeah, he's
Nice.
on Social Security right now.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's
no,
gone up.
man. So going back to that, like I guess it goes without saying. Have you actually ever been in a fight during a game?
Not during the game. No, I haven't been in a fight because, like, I grew up doing karate too, so like I have a black belt,
Oh, nobody messed with you then. Okay.
and it's like I am afraid of the damage I can do if I commit to the fight,
Yeah.
and most of the time I don't because it's not worth it.
It's like having your own self control. Like
Right.
you're aware of like your abilities
Right.
and what you can do. So you're like, you know what?
Yeah, that's the number one thing they teach you when you do martial arts. Like I've done karate, taekwondo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. The first thing they teach you is self-control. Like, look, you're gonna have guys that are gonna try to
You're
fight.
a fighter all of a sudden.
I've been telling you this stuff.
I don't listen to you.
Clearly. Yeah, that's the first thing they teach you. Like they'll teach you about self-control. There's gonna be guys now. You tell them, hey, I do this, I do that, and they're like, try to challenge you. I'm like, it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's really not, like, unless we're talking about you in general, like trying to come after my family or something like that. Like, it's not worth it.
Yeah. No, exactly. Unless like you said, for protection, for your family and stuff like that. What's the point? Why,
Yeah.
I want to show this. This is like your like I think you posted a workout video. Well, two of them. I'm sorry. And so, how recent has this been? Like that when you did this workout video, or let me just show it so you know which one I'm talking about. I'm sorry, in case you're not familiar with it.
Let me see.
Give me one second. Okay. My struggles here. Hold on. Yeah, that's it. Okay, give me 1 second. All right. So let's do this one first. And I guess it's your versus speed or something. Whoops. All right. Okay, I'm gonna stop that. All right, here we go.
Yeah, that was like 2 weeks ago, a week and a half.
Oh, we can have a okay, 2 weeks. Yeah. All right, and then there's this one. Oh, I could have up there. Okay, and then there's another one here.
Yeah, that was even longer. That was 2.5 weeks ago.
Bro, like watching you do that, like I tore an ACL just watching you do that. Both my ACLs are gone just watching you do that. I was like, mm-mm.
Yeah, you gotta see me doing the L drill too.
Well, if you have, is it gonna? Do you know if it's gonna be on that video that y'all are making? Or
I haven't posted it, but we're doing it a little differently, and you could see the burst and the speed. Oh my god, like I was in love with it myself.
Nice.
see, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I went back and I saw like some of your. I'm trying to find one on YouTube that I saw, and I saw like a couple of days ago when I was looking at your stuff, and I was like, he has like, you have a really good burst of speed, like, which is what a lot of like what a lot of them what a lot of NFL people look for. Like you had a like really good speed and all that. So it was pretty cool seeing that. Like I'm just trying to find that video so I can show it off or whatnot. But Give me a minute. I'll find it.
Okay.
Rios, anything, bud? Anything else?
So I know you said you were playing basketball. Who's some of your favorite players to watch? Like, did you mainly watch like your local guys in Greece, or did you watch like the NBA and stuff like that?
So we grew up playing some NBA on our old Xbox 360.
Yeah.
You know, I used to love Steve Nash with Stoudemire.
Oh man, they were so fun to watch back in the day, man.
Yeah, that was my to-go team. Like Steve Nash, it was the most watched person I was watching, at least.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that Suns team was fun, a lot of fun to watch. I'm surprised they didn't win a ring, but I mean, they made it far though. But then again, that go against the Lakers. You know, had Kobe in in his prime. It's like, yeah, it's gonna kind of hard to beat that team.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't necessarily watch like NBA games in Greece whatsoever. Like the channels we had was just like local TV, so everything, and the internet back then wasn't a thing, at least for me growing up. So it was like you could play some Xbox, or you could go outside and play on the dirt and play some soccer with a water bottle. So
You know what's funny is like, cause when you say that, yeah, a lot of that reminds me of like times when I used to like visit. So I'm from Mexico originally, so like I used to. It's very similar to like the things that you're saying. You either had, I'm older than you, obviously, so it was like either that whenever you got to go out, I got more outdoor times when I went up to Mexico than I had here in the States. Like
definitely,
yeah, you know what I mean. Like when you go back to visit, it was always fun as a kid because you got to hang out with everybody there, and then you had more outdoor. You were more, you had these activities that you can do. It was always outdoor, outdoor, outdoor. It was compared to now, like when I see a lot,
Oh, everyone's on tablet, their phones.
like it goes back to what you're saying though. The technology aspect of it,
Yeah.
I grew up in the Industrial Revolution, so there was no technology. All outdoors. It's like all concrete.
Rios was building things out of steel in order to survive the war.
I was support my family.
Throughout the Great Depression. Okay, so I have I found. I think this is like a preseason game against the New Mexico Lobos. And so I think you're one of the first highlights and just like rushing towards the QB. Like you had a knack for rushing towards the QB. I know this past season, you had like 4 sacks and like 1 forced fumble. I think that was in the games that you played this this last season. Give me 1 second. Let me help it out. So, all right. Okay, so 24 right there.
Man, I looked away for a second and the play's over.
Tarlas and Boise State gets a sack on the first snap.
2020 season, and it's been a rough road.
Look at him.
Nate Jones on first down, and the defense for both of these teams so far in the first quarter.
Yeah,
only 12 points per game as a team last year.
See, you're like back there, and like you're like rushing for the QB.
Yes, sir. Players carried the football last week. Kendrick, that's a 4-man rush, is brought down hard. Ezekiel Noah in the backfield for Boise State.
So, in a lot of those plays, and some of those plays that I saw, you were like always either right there, like you're either on the quarterback or just this close to it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, that's some incredible speed. Like you had your target and then you just like locked down on it.
Yeah, I mean
like
that's where it comes back down to, like just being in the moment. And like in the first play when I got the sack, it was like we thought they were gonna like do triple option and shit like that, and he all of a sudden stepped backwards like pass protect. I was like, oh, there it is. And after that, I what?
I said just pinning your ears back at that point.
Yeah, I didn't even think of anything. I just saw where he was. I was like, okay, I got the levers there. Punch him in the inside shoulder. Boom. Little hump move. Get the sack.
Yeah. No, dude, that's awesome. I'm like really looking forward to like seeing you. Like, I want to see George Tarlas in the NFL. That's what I want to see. I want to see that jersey. Like we've said to other people that we've had it before. If we see that jersey and you're on the show, we're all buying that jersey. Like we're all buying that jersey.
Oh, it will happen. Just give it what?
Oh yeah,
2-3 months.
Yeah.
Forward to it, man.
All right, make sure to come back and see us after, like when that afterwards or whatever. We're gonna be like, hey, George was on our show before.
No, I'm down for podcasts. I love
Hey,
it.
man, there's a good chance we might use you on our intro one day. Just letting you know, like, hey, he was here.
Awesome. I'm down.
Yeah. No. What was I gonna say? Yeah, man. So like now, and I know you're not really too much in touch with that, but like how, like a few weeks like before the draft, like how do you feel like right now? What's your mindset right now going into the whole draft stuff?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I have to be ready for my pro day, like to show the teams and the scouts that I'm healthy and back to running, and I can be the same person, even better from what I was before. And also, that's an opportunity for me to showcase how fast I can be if I can actually work on something. Because I was never taught how to run a 40. I was never taught how to run a 5-10-5. I was never taught how to do any of that.
Just instinct.
So being able to work on those things, to me, that's like an opportunity in a lifetime, because that's like the key to the doors.
Yeah.
Because that's what I can control. I can't, I was injured. I couldn't play at the PA Bowl. If I wasn't injured, I would probably be in the combine too. So I'm not worried about the ifs and the woulds.
Yeah.
I'm just in the moment and trying to make ends meet now, because I'm not on a scholarship anymore. So
yeah.
it's like at the same time I got to be able to budget and do things right and just keep on task. That tunnel vision.
Yeah, and it makes you, I think, with all these experiences, it makes you a stronger person. It makes you it makes you realize, your self-worth. It makes you realize, a bunch of things. So it's tough. Like, I think in life we all go through some tough stuff. You know what I mean? And so,
Right.
like you said, right now you're trying to make ends meet, and things like that. So I think it's like mentally proving you strong. It's getting you ready. So
Adversity builds character.
It does. I mean, it's who you become through the process. It's not the reward. Like,
yeah.
if it was for the money, you could just go rob people. Right?
We else tried that and it didn't work out for him.
Yeah,
Right?
good.
Like, it's not about the money for me. It's for becoming the best version that I can be and being able to help others and make an impact.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to hold back to. I'm all into it. And like you said, the mentality for me, I'm going to play in the NFL now. The team who doesn't believe in me, it's the team who's going to miss out.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you got to do it. Like the team that you got to make them regret not picking you.
Yeah. I mean, and I believe that truly. Like, I'm not trying to be cocky or anything, but
Yeah.
I feel like with my background and my story, like they haven't really seen my talent playing against, bigger people or like bigger schools and things like that. And in all reality, it's not that big of a deal. Like, they're not that much bigger. Like, I'm 6'3", 260. How many edge rushers are like that in the league?
Yeah.
Most of them. You telling me 2 inches on your arm is gonna be
It's gonna make such a huge difference. And the thing is, a lot of these scouts, like they obviously, because they're in that position, it feels like they know what they're doing fully, but they're not always accurate. Like, I'll go back to JJ Watt. He was, like, they said that he was, what was it, undersized or not good?
He was undersized. He didn't have a variety of pass rush moves. He wouldn't be a elite level pass rusher at the NFL level.
Yeah.
And that happened, and so
Right?
completely, they had a I think it was a podcast earlier on, a few years after. I think he was still with the Texans when that happened, and like they were reading back his scout
He was
report.
on the Dan Patrick show, and they were reading.
Oh, that's what it was.
They're reading the evaluations. He's not good with his hands. He doesn't have a variety of pass rush moves. He's not quick off the ball. He's not strong enough. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like
the ultimate was he's not going to be a successful NFL pass rusher.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing that they do. Like, the process itself is like, it sucks because it's like they critique you. I mean, as if they're trying to get you, like, I get they're going to critique every part of you, but man, they really go to town on that.
Right. I know, and that's one thing I have to like keep perspective of. Like, what they say doesn't really matter. What matters is when they give me that opportunity to be on that
That's what
camp, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, oh, their whole line broke their teeth or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I run through them. Like,
Yeah.
to me, it's more of a passion to prove the doubters wrong. Like, it's hard when you get a lot of people loving you. You're starting to settle down, but once you get those people back at you, like the scouts and the teams that don't want you in their team, oh, just hold on.
It's motivation, really. If you think about it, it's like a motivation. Like, okay, that's what you think about me. I'm gonna go and show you exactly
Just be like Michael Jordan. Just take it personally.
Yeah.
What was that on the documentary? And I took that personally. Yeah.
And when Emmett took stuff personally, yeah, he was just assassin on the court, man.
Wow, man.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
but it is. It's personal for me.
Yeah, man. No, exactly. Is there now that you so is there now that you've gone further into football and stuff like that, are you like a fan of any team in like in general, just like to watch it, or do you just kind of like whatever? Football.
I like the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Dolphins, and the Texans.
Oh, huh? And come over, come through.
And I like him for multiple reasons, not just because the way they play. Like, I like their location where they're at. Like, I like their mentality as a team and things like that. Like, I don't necessarily sit there and watch their whole football game and trying to break it down and fell in love with it, but
yeah,
I do like to watch those teams more than others.
Yeah, we've been fans of this team for a while. The Texans, and I gotta say, like every team, they can disappoint you. They can, you root for them and all that, and then you have great times, and then you have like the not so great times, and
not so great, absolutely abysmal times.
Yeah. We've gone through some, as fans, we've gone through some, like Real said, some abysmal times. Sorry, my camera had messed up a little bit. Some abysmal times, and I mean, now I feel like you said, it's now we're getting a little better at it. We're coming out of the whatever it is that we were going through. Like, this team was pretty successful at one point. But now it's then it went downhill, and now it's it's almost like a roller coaster ride if you think about it. It has ups and downs and all that. But man, like I said, the locations are fun. So if you end up in Houston, we're all going out to eat. Show you some real Mexican food over here. So we got you.
I'm excited.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, but no, that's the thing though, man. Like we're hoping every NFL, prospect that we've got on the show, and we've gotten. I think you're our third one. We wish them the best. Like we want to see you guys thrive. We live vicariously through you because we can't do that shit. So it's just like no, but we do.
I'm 109 years old, so I can't do it anymore. But to see someone else do it,
your bones turn into dust. Look at you. No, no, but like we wish you guys the best. Like seriously, it's awesome to see y'all grow and every year. And so since we've done this, we're gonna have our 1 year anniversary next week. So it's incredible. Like starting from just just the regular not even on screen.
You were rambling by yourself for during COVID.
I was rambling by myself, just like it was like therapy. And then like now a year later to talking to NFL prospects such as yourselves and others, and then we've also had a few NFL players on here before. It's crazy, what can happen in a year. So a year from now, let's hopefully you're in a way much better position than you are now. So it's that growth from there, and so hopefully, like I said, we wish you the best, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate that. No, you guys are amazing. Like this is more fun than, most of the podcasts that I've done. It's the most chill and the most,
hey man,
just saying it how it is.
Oh yeah, no, not at all. It's laid back, like and I think it's because we don't get paid for it. That's why. Because we just do it because
that, and I'm drunk half the time. So
that is true. How many? No, you had 2 beers. You're drunk off of 2 beers?
Oh, of course not, sir.
Okay. I was about to say, bro. Like, I don't
I
know.
said most of the time, not tonight.
Getting old. You're getting old there, man. 2 beers and you're already.
Those look like
American
IPA
science.
beers.
You what?
Those look like IPA beers too.
Are they? What are you? Oh, you know what? What are you drinking? Because we used to have this something called beer of the week.
So Rios' beer of the week is
Let's start it again. What are you having?
straight from the UK. Pottington's Bub Ale.
Oh shit!
It's pretty good.
Tell me about
You
it.
had it. You had it the 2 weeks ago when you were here.
Yeah, it was good.
They're pretty
We
good.
watched on Sundays. We watched this show called, I don't know if you've seen it. It's called The Last of Us on HBO.
I haven't.
Okay. Highly recommend. Just to give you a heads up, highly recommend. But it's good, and so I go over to drive 45 minutes over there to his house to watch the show and react live to the whatever. And so I go to this man's fridge. I was like, bro, I'm kind of hungry. What do you got? And he's like, beer.
No beer.
I was like, okay. So I go, and so I open, and he's got that. That's really good. Like, show it again, just so you can see. What is it?
Yeah, Pottington's Pub Ale.
Yeah.
I had it the first time I had it was at an English pub in by where you live, like King's Head.
Yeah.
They used to have it on tap, and I was like, I'll try it, and it was like delicious. Like, oh, this is good. It's kind of like Guinness, but like an ale version of it. Like, that little nitrogen thing when you open it up and you just pour it at a certain angle, and it's like you'll see it like slowly, decondense. It's good.
Okay.
That is
George, what's the best beer you've ever tasted?
Shit.
best beer I've ever tasted? Or are you talking to him?
George, bro. Are you George, bro? Like,
I probably don't remember the name of it, but what I like to drink.
well, what's your style? Yeah, what's your favorite kind?
Like if I'm at home, I'll just get some Modelo's.
Oh, this boy's invited to the carne asada. What's up?
Yeah, put some lime in it too. But if I go out and it's like a restaurant and I don't really want to drink so much, I'll get like a Blue Moon or something.
Okay, little wheat out. Yeah,
Yeah. Like
right.
I haven't really explored the IPA world that well to know their name, but I had a few, but not necessarily like the first option.
Yeah, no.
I'm not big on IPAs either. Like I said, I prefer I'm part German, so German beer is typically my go-to. But if not, I'll get Modelos or Dos Equis or Pacíficos. Like,
you got the Polliners. That's I don't remember you used to drink a lot of Polliners. I don't know if you still drink Polliner.
Of course, that's I'll always have a 6-pack in there.
This man, we made fun of him one day because he was doing it. He was recording a show in the kitchen area, and so you could see it in the background. And like I think we clowned you because like your pantry was like completely empty. And we're like, hey, you need some help there, man? Like, we got you if you need some help on food, because this man's pantry was completely empty ever since he's done the podcast on his living room from now on. I thought things would have changed, because that was like maybe a few months ago. And then I went over 2 weeks ago, and that's when I tried that beer that he's talking about. And I was like, hey, man, you got anything to munch on or whatever, right? So obviously the fridge was full of just beer. And then I go to his pantry. Nothing's changed. And I was like, can I get some chips? And he's like, yeah. I'll go over there to get some chips from his box that he had. Empty.
Oh, my God.
I mean, I ate them all. Sorry.
He's like, I eat out all the time. That's why.
I do.
Yeah, you got to start cooking your own food.
Yeah, I used to do it when I first moved in. It's been lazy lately.
Why? I mean, what else do you do? Drink beer?
Man.
Well, right now I'm working about 60 hours a week, so I'm exhausted. So I really
This became an intervention so quick on him. Like, hey, man, you should really start thinking about your health there, bro. Like,
I mean, you can still have your beer, but just cook at the same time.
Yeah. See, there you go.
You see, think about it. Like, you'll be quicker when you are done with work. You'll get home sooner, so you get to your beer sooner, which would allow you to cook.
You can drink while you cook and be drunk eating it.
Exactly.
And then burn my house down.
You got insurance? You got insurance, bro?
I don't think it covers drunken accidents.
You don't have to say that you were drunk, bro. Just it's crazy. It just happened. No cameras in your house, I think.
There is.
Oh, well,
I don't feel like next time I cook.
God, that's
hey,
funny.
see, life advice by George Tarlas. There you go. Life
There you
advice. Yeah. Get out of work early, drink your beer, and cook, and then burn them down.
All right.
Yeah, there you go. No, that's cool stuff, man. Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, so yeah, Drios is big into the beer drinking. I slow down on my end, but it is where it is. Okay. Favorite food, George?
Gyros. It's like a Greek taco, but better.
Oh, I love them.
Oh,
They're delicious.
I have not had that,
You've never had what?
bro. I haven't.
Where
did you try? Where did you try it?
I lived in Houston. You can get it anywhere. They're delicious, man. Like how have you not had one? How?
I
Well,
haven't.
he has his Mexican tacos. He doesn't need it.
See?
Like,
Still, you got to expand your taste palates a little bit.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
No. Yeah, he's right. No, he's right. I gotta expand. I'm telling you. See, this is an intervention now. This is becoming an intervention with food, beer, our lifestyle. I'm gonna. If I start meditating tomorrow, so next time George comes in, I'm like breathing heavily. I'm like 30 pounds, less in weight. Like George, you've completely changed my life. I'm a new person now, thanks to you.
of course.
I'm sure Loretta will appreciate it.
Huh? Leave my girlfriend out of this. Love you, hon.
She's a saint for putting it with
you. Yeah. Nah, man. Yeah, exactly. So, nah, man, George, I appreciate again. We wish you the best of luck. I sound like a broken record here, but we do wish you the best of luck, dude. We're probably gonna end the show now because I got work to do. So, I appreciate you coming along and joining us, dude. We hope to see you, again on our show. We got you on our Twitter. So we'll be in touch or whatnot. And if you guys want to talk, oh wow, like if you guys want to follow George on his Twitter, please give this man a follow. So you can see exactly like his workouts that he'll be that he posting, everything that he's got going on. Keep in touch. Twitter page, his Twitter handle is @George_Tarlas. A pleasure having you here on the show today, man. We had fun. It was just kind of cool shooting it and talking some football, showing a little bit of your highlights, bro. Like that was cool stuff.
Before we go, I have one thing to say.
What?
Poppy, listening, sir, you suck.
Oh, our other co-host, yeah, who
who
showed up 10 minutes before, and then he's like, "Yeah, I'll make it." He never showed up.
Never did. That's okay. He missed out.
He did.
He did. And so,
and honestly, we should have roasted him a little more. I'm a little disappointed in all of us for not roasting him.
Oh, I got you. Hold on.
Do it.
There you go.
Got him.
Right. Yeah, got him. Yeah, he's probably knocked out right now. All right, but he'll see us tomorrow. That's all that matters. Exactly. All right. Well, we'll end it. George. Thanks again for joining on the show. That's his Twitter handle. Y'all follow him up. We want to see this kid grow. George Tarlas. Next big thing to go into to come out of Boise State. We wish you the best of luck, bro. Seriously. All right. Well, that's going to be our show. Is there anything you want to promote or anything that you're working on, George? Or
no, just be nice to everyone. That's renewable energy. That's all I know.
There you go. All right, y'all. Thanks again. Don't go anywhere just yet. George, we'll play the outro. See y'all next week for our 1-year anniversary show. It's going to be about 3 hours long. We're going to have a bunch of guests coming back to see us. All right. So see y'all later. Starts at 7:30 Central Standard Time. And yes, we will be live to celebrate our 1 year. Come and join us, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. And see y'all next week. Peace.